What's up guys, it's SLOTH here, and today we're taking a first look, or rather second look at Discordia. The first game was a little bit long, a little bit dragged out. So we're gonna try and get a bit of a quicker game to showcase the new god. So first of all, the passive is flat power to the ally that has the highest player damage in the game at the point of, well, at the current point of the game. So if I'm top player damage, then I have the passive. If somebody else gets top player damage, then they get the passive from me. The one, as you can see, is the star that kind of goes through through the enemy minions, or pretty much goes through everything. And what you see is it will initially deal damage, and they will basically pop. It will pop and spread into more stars, which will deal damage to everyone around. And that's what we're gonna try to achieve here. Oh. Retreat. All things considered, we might have some kill potential here as well. It's nice. Alright, gotta be careful. Got a speed buff though. That's pretty nice. So, what a misfortune. No problem. What the one does is it deals damage twice, and the interesting thing about this one is that it will proc any item effect on all of the stars. So, if I was to have ethereal stuff, it would proc that. I'm pretty sure it would proc Soul Reaver as well, even though I have not tried that. And now we got level 2, so we can show that off as well. Level 2 is Turn Against. This will root a single enemy, like this. But if it hits multiple enemies, then it will actually... Oh, gotta be careful here. Then it will actually turn them against each other and make them fight each other for 1 second. Kind of like Socket Poison. Same effect. What you have to watch out for with the star here, what you see is you have to place it in the very specific spot so that it bounces well off jungle camps. It's something you have to get used to. But it works. It works. It's not like it's super hard. It's not like... I would say it's easier than Houyi Ricochet overall. And you want to drop it like here, for example. So it bounces off here, and you get these stars that way. Her 3 is her escape. And her escape also has the added benefit of giving you stealth, and it lowers your cooldowns. So, I have to go into lane right here. Oh, missed him unfortunately. Then I can actually lower my cooldowns through the stealth. Unfortunately, we really don't have any damage at all. Yes. So basically the 3 is a leap that then goes into a stealth. Oh no. Oh no. We discussed not tryharding on PTS, guys. Oh, thank you very much. Alright. She is still in there, so I got a bit of a problem here. I gotta watch out for that. She can still basically pressure me from there. Kinda missed my point here. So, the 3 is a leap that turns into a stealth. And this interaction, how you want to put it, allows you to stay in the stealth cloud as long as you don't attack. And lower the cooldown of your other abilities. And now we have the ultimate as well, which is definitely the most crazy part of the kit, which is Apple of Discord. I'm gonna try and sum this up in the first run, but it's very hard to sum up. Oh no, oh, you got Echo, that's bad. That means I can bounce less. So, the Apple of Discord will bounce kind of like a Herc Boulder, only that it doesn't get thrown initially. And it will deal damage initially. It will cripple the person, the target that's been hit by it. It will then go on to also intoxicate them, like kind of like Barco style. For a very short time though, it will make them taunt via VGS, like taunt spam, and say, I am the greatest in voice. In the actual, not in voice, sorry, oh, this is the decoy. I'll show you here. Let's go. There's a decoy. That's the real one. And there we go. So, this detonates, he gets disoriented, it's all that kind of stuff, and if it hits multiple people, then they all get this effect afterwards. Like, this has a very big rate, it's a very big Cupid bomb, and once again, you're crippled, so you can't just jump out. You can Aegis the second part, but it will still hit your allies. And yeah, that's that, basically. I hope that's enough of a summary for this ability, because it's really crazy. It does not make you CC immune, but yeah. If the 2 hits a god in the minion wave, do the minions hit the god? Yes. And the god will hit the minions as well. Everyone will hit each other, basically. So that's also another interesting part to keep in mind. You'll see that right here. See, they're all kind of starting to fight each other. And I can go back soon. What I found last game is that CDR is nice on her, but she really doesn't need that much of it, because her passive basically allows her to get a ton of CDR already.
Enemy missing middle. Be careful, right?
And this CDR alone should work for most things. Oh, we can help here a little bit. Maybe. Maybe. Now it's a root. Now it's a bomb. But I actually got hit by a slow there. Not sure what I did. Got hit by, but well, must have been Scar. You can actually get this get Gem of Isolation on her as well, and then slow enemies through that, which I think is very interesting. Through the one, once again, very easy to hit, very easy to confirm on many targets. They go everywhere. Hitting them with one of them is not that hard. I can finally go back and actually buy some stuff. We're gonna go with a little less CDR than last time now. I'm gonna go with Spirit of Desolation right away, I think, but yeah. Not the 30% that I had before, but the 20% instead, because I feel like that should actually be sufficient for all we need. I'm gonna max a 2-second. You can also max a 3 because it gives you more movement speed and it reduces the cooldown of your other abilities. But I really like to just have maximized damage at the start, as strong as the cooldown reduction here may be. So yeah, I think it's both a viable choice depending on the situation, but generally I think I would maximize the 2-second. It's even debatable if the 1 has to be maxed first, but that's another question. Oh, nothing to do. Cheeky kill steal there. What you'll see that right now on the bottom is the portrait, and the portrait indicates who got the passive. Currently, Amaterasu has the highest player damage, and therefore she gets the extra power. And I don't know how much exactly, if it tells me how much exactly she gets. I don't think it does, but it doesn't matter too much. You see all the stars bouncing in these buff camps. They're really, really nice to work with in that regard, because they are so like rounded off, and that's gonna be something that could be good on the new map as well, depending on who gets them, basically. Oh. Have a bomb. There we go. I hope I get hit by the Scalia Old Monsters game so you can see what it looks like from my perspective, because that's also pretty interesting. But yeah, you get the idea. She's said to not have that much damage. I actually think she has a lot of damage. I actually think she's very, very strong in that regard. So I do believe that we will see her quite a lot. At least from my first impression in the first game. Knowing that with a not so strong guard, release guard, you're usually not as impactful in the first game, obviously, because you're kind of learning the guard. And with her, it's not that hard to have a decent amount of impact. Though this game, obviously, is kind of uneven. From what we can see so far, that's unfortunately the case. But the first game that we had, which was longer and a bit more glitched, was a lot more even. And there we could really see... Oh, here I can go into stealth, and in this way I can reduce the cooldowns. This to clear this camp quicker. Oh, and hopefully not die. Sneaky enemy. Oh, gee. Oh, sneaky people. I'm just gonna take the safe way out. Hope I can hit someone without dying. My ult has such a long range. Ooh. Talking about long range ults. Well, now we know what it looks like when you get hit by it. Don't have a theory or anything, so the poke doesn't really do much here. I gotta be very careful. Because I don't know who else is around. Just gonna stick around for the assist.
Excellent.
And obviously farm a little more because I want that Spirit of Isolation. Who cares about playing safe?
Cancel that.
Alright. We can do this. 1,950, we got that. Still have awards. Nothing to place here, unfortunately. Yeah, this is where she really comes online, I think. Just having that little bit of pen, that little bit of CDR that she needs. And now she's already so impactful. The damage values that she has are good enough, and she still offers this ridiculous amount of control across the board. So, yeah.
Enemies in middle lane.
The Scotty and Nike unit team would be interesting in that regard. Yes, this is a double passive, but then again, the Scotty passive is only for one guard, whereas the Nike passive is for multiple. Gotta be careful here. The Daji is probably gonna be the biggest threat for me, as the rest is kind of like a little more laid back from my perspective. I will see if I can make a sneaky rotation to solo here. Maybe get something out of that. Solo's rotating in the middle, so that's not working.
My clan is my strength.
We can get an ult off here and then... At least one kill.
That was funny.
Out of that. Oh, I'm dead. Daji can see me in the stealth because of her bleed, so she knows where I am, and it's kind of not that easy to juke it then. Especially since the chains are now accelerated, if you're not aware. Daji got a very recent buff, so she will now land these chains much easier, much quicker. And yeah, that was the end of me without Aegis and beats. Does the ability bounce off Ymir walls or Odin rings? I have not actually tried, but I think it does. I'm pretty sure the ultimate does, because my ultimate once got blocked off by a Ganesh ult. So I would think it's the same for the one. It's usually the same for all ricochet mechanics, that player-made obstacles have the same effect. Sometimes there are inconsistencies, but I would expect this not being a different case. Already have my ult here, that's pretty good.
Attack!
On my way.
Let's celebrate.
Oh. Right, we're going for the objective. Okay, that's it. Alright. Got objective. Got our clear.
Be careful. Completed.
Well, nothing on the map to farm. That too. Probably means these are done. Oh no, these are not done. Never mind then.
Betray your brothers.
What a misfortune.
Ah, you can't even see that. I was hoping we would not go too crazy on them, but you can't even see that. Nope. Wasn't sure if it's gonna reach, if it's gonna be fast enough or not.
Retreat!
Doesn't matter, still dead. I'm just kind of giving up here, I think. Knowing that there's no way out for him. I really like the one. It's a bit weird when you first see it, but it really feels fun.
Cancel that. Cancel that.
Oh.
No problem.
That's what happened when you shoot the ability short of its range. Might be in trouble here.
No, was fun.
Or not. Survive the curse.
Incoming middle.
So I'm fine. A little bit of defense on the enemy team, but I think I'm gonna go with some more power here first. Don't think it's good yet. Actually, I'm gonna try for a little more utility this time. And I'm gonna look for the health from Gem of Isolation when I can find it. There we go.
Ooh, looks painful.
Should be a bit of a different approach from what I had in my last game.
Brave
A
spirit.
little more
I'll attack.
playing around with the utility that you can provide. And the utility should right now be super crazy. Because every star is gonna slow.
On my way.
That's too bad.
And that's too bad.
I'll tank.
Alright.
I'll attack middle lane.
Just gonna use my one here for CDR. It really doesn't matter that much.
Betrayed the
Number 3, I mean. As you can see, she has no mana problems as long as you have any items that contribute to that, especially with the Bombas on jungle. There's no issue whatsoever. And I think she has like really good gank potential overall as well. So I don't see much of reason to not play in jungle, even though it was said on the high stream that she won't be that great of a jungle compared to her mid. I do think that her jungle is actually really good. The only thing that she doesn't have is a good leap over walls.
fight for my
Nope, that was off the mark. It's optimistic. Goodbye.
I'll defend left lane.
You have a brave spirit.
I didn't even think I would have to pull the ult. I actually had to pull the ult, so that was going more in his favor, her favor, than I originally planned for. But then, again, not quite enough. And I'm gonna get my Gem of Ice.
I'm going for jungle buff.
painful.
Thank you very much for the bits, Jen Roshinsky. Much appreciated.
Ray of sunshine.
Alright,
On my way.
on my way. Which voice pack is that? Oh, the unique Ganesh skin. I haven't had that yet. You typically find yourself clearing with 2 abilities from what I found, but it's not really an issue because we're gonna, again, he doesn't really have any mana issues. Oh, I won't be able to reach there, but I can pick up the Sylvanas here. Decoy there. I think I should be able to break the decoy like this. No. It's a root, so it doesn't work. I guess if there was another target along with the decoy, then it will work. But not like this, apparently.
Attack the goal. Attack fire giant.
Got a lot of objective play here.
Spirit.
Pretty excessive for how the game's standing, but
Expect the
Pulling
unexpected.
back. Enemy incoming middle.
no, I don't want to be tanking this. No, 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 no.
Enemies incoming.
This time I'm down. Had 2 Eagles there just to survive my own damage, basically. I'm very lucky I survived this. I am very lucky indeed.
Enemy ultimate down.
Get him with a stealth. That was very close. That's uncomfortably close. I'm very glad I survived this, because I did not expect I would. But I did.
You won't even see it coming.
And I think this kind of shows what you can do with her in the right situation. So that was pretty cool. I like that. Again, I wish this game was a little more even, but that was... Oh, I dig that. Oh yeah, the stats are bugging out every game. It shows you random stats from other gods, I think. If you would check here, I think you would get your own stats, your actual stats. There's something weird about it. I can't tell what it is. I think it's something to do with the passive and that it shows other god stats by accident or something. Therefore, throws this weird loop. Not a major issue, not actually any glitch, that's just the look of things, basically.
At least I have chicken.
No, I want to get hit by the ulti.
I can't wait to play New God WoW months.
Nanook, thank you very much for the 10 months in a row. Thank you for staying in the bed. I would give you a salute, but unfortunately you wouldn't be able to see it right now. So, have this imaginary one. Ooh. Oh, you can actually jump over walls. I've been asked if that's possible. It actually is.
Be careful.
Knew that these enemy was there, so I kind of tried to anticipate that. Because if they go in there, they get rooted, so they kind of zoned off from that small area. Which is not crazy, but it can help you escape when everything else is down. I generally think her escape potential is solid through her disruption already, and through the fact that, oops, actually that a little short. Through the fact that she has like a leap into a stealth. I think that the stealth alone wouldn't be that strong, and the leap alone wouldn't be that strong, but the combination of both really gives her something. Do I think the wait was worth it? Yes, I do think the wait was worth it. I think... I'm actually glad that Discordia was released like this, even though I think she may be too strong. She feels super fun to play. And I think this is great. That is the more important part to me over anything else. Yeah. And
Be careful, right?
hopefully we get the balanced part soon.
Kinda makes it too easy, but
Once we figure out how good this god actually is. I don't really waste my ultimate friend. Won't be needed. Won't be needed for the support. He's already drastically behind, so would have been not the best investment. We should probably look to close this game out soon. Unless... Let's see. Izanami is definitely gonna take that tower before we can do anything. No, you know what you have to do. Oh, no, she's probably getting out. Oh, or not. She actually put herself in a really bad spot, because she put herself in a spot where she can get hit by all the stars. Not where you want to be. If these jungle buff hideouts, which usually block off a lot of damage for you, are probably the worst spot to be in against the Discordia. Because that's exactly where she gets most of her damage off.
On my way.
Well, they still damage the allies, so actually that hasn't changed that much. I'm not gonna be taking this. Just using my stealth to reset my cooldown here. Oops! I actually walked right into that. That was stupid. I love how it goes, how the VGS just goes crazy for a moment when it happens. I want to get ulted on.
Attack the Gold Fury.
I'm actually not sure if this works against anyone but gods. No, it only works against gods. So this is not for objective secure at all. Something that's worth noting for some.
they won't even see it coming.
Alright, now we should probably get a percentage by now. Because I would assume they have some defense on. Yep, they do. Good, good, good. And again, I'm only playing on 20% CDR, and I feel like it's enough to get all the abilities off reliably, which makes 40% CDR pretty crazy, actually. But I rather probably have more survivability from what I've seen so far. Rather just go for something like Ethereal, because really that's the only weakness, that if her leaps down and her disruption is not up because you used it in 2 fights, then yeah, you don't have that much left.
Fight for my amusement.
Oh.
I'm just a ray of sunshine.
We just had a switch in top player damage. I want to see who the other one was. I want to see the difference between the power increases that they're getting in that thing. I'm just gonna throw the bomb in here. Somebody's gonna get hit. I'm sure. That's the real one. Heard a dodgy behind us. Just waiting for the cooldowns. Meanwhile, he's an army split pushing the whole map. Alright, so we're actually still losing despite the kills that we're having. Oh, yeah, it was a rude. Huh. Actually gonna get out of all. Nice!
You've swayed me.
That was a lot of investment, but it was nice.
The unexpected.
I dig it. She's also flexible in terms of buffs, I think. Both the mobility from speed buff as well as the damage from red buff help her, so not too concerning in that regard. We're actually throwing. Alright. Should probably start trying a little more. I'm not too phased. I'm pretty sure I can get this before anyone notices me here.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll attack the Titan.
I am gonna do exactly that. Just secure the buffs. Get to level 20. And then we should be fine.
Careful middle.
No. Dissipate. Falling back. Enemies have returned to base.
I think Discordia is probably a good jungler. To answer the question from chat. Probably a good mid. Not so sure about solo because she's not that tanky naturally, but she has a lot of disruption. So it was even asked if she could be played support, and I don't think that's completely off either because, as you can see, you know, you can do a lot from a fairly long distance, and that can help. Depends on your playstyle, I guess, but I wouldn't be completely opposed to it. It would be a strange support to begin with, but I'd love to see it. I'm just trying to get my farm up as much as possible. Just trying to get all the pen and everything that I need. Stay relevant here.
Bask in my glory.
Oh, wow. I missed that by a mile. No. G kind of committed her whole kit onto me there, which would be nice enough if I didn't have Gem of Ice to survive exactly that. Oh wow, my deck speed actually feels quite fast with the against Kasari here. That's interesting. Not sure if we're looking to finish or just put me poke. I'll take either. May have turned them against each other here, no, I'm sure. Not really. The nice thing is how safely I can play here. At the same time, I'm so low that even that doesn't matter anymore. Alright. Gotta be very careful. Probably should have taken Phoenix instead. But at least this way we can get a Puddle Demon. And that should bring us close at the end of the game. I feel like I'm getting chased.
Expect the unexpected.
No, it says immune. That was where the slow would have proc for the Puddle Demon, but he's immune to the slow. So it won't proc. And the Gem of Isolation on her one.
Enemy ultimate, down.
Let's have fun.
So I was gonna go with some extra penetration, and then I was gonna go with some
Hey there.
less gold reduction and some extra health, some extra tankiness. And here we go. Let's see. We can make it out of this. 2 down, 3 to go. I'm not gonna do the fire giant because my damage against objectives is probably gonna be miserable. join my team there. But I'm not gonna be the one to engage on it or do much about it. Should have had Ganesh do that actually. Oh, okay, never mind. Maybe the 1 is the best objective security that she has. I have to time that really well for it to work, but at least in theory, it could. Which I think would be great. But then again, it's maybe something that she doesn't really need.
That's too bad.
I don't like death.
Bye.
Is a necessity.
Alright. Should probably just group and end here, to be honest. I'm not sure we're dragging out, but if we drag it out, I might as well get another speed buff and an ethereal.
I'll defend left lane. Oops.
Oops, that's some more gold than I thought.
Take this jungle buff.
He's down there. How convenient. That's the one we were looking for. Alright.
You have a great skill.
Meaning I can get into even more survivability. And I think I really like the double survivability on her. Just because both procs offer 1 as well. You get the extra damage from Ethereal on any of the tiny stars that you may hit with. Or you could go Soul Reaver if you want to, obviously. And you get the extra damage on the extra slow through the Gem of Iso. I really think that's nice because it also gives us so much health.
On my way.
I'm always a fan of building a Bit Bruiser at least. And when it does more damage at the same time, or it provides more utility at the same time, even better, you know?
Expect the unexpected.
I'm just gonna see if I can proc it once, show you guys. It's gonna be somebody over there that I can maybe hit. No, I unfortunately hit him beforehand. But you get the idea anyways. Whoa, wow. Well, that was a quick death. Let's see if the bomb does something here. What happens to the bomb? Oh. Apparently if the bomb's up there, then it doesn't actually hit anyone else. That's pretty cool. Logical and pretty cool actually. I like logical and pretty cool interactions, so I'm down with that.
Good game.
Good game. Strike will reign. You little troublemaker.
Quick look at the voice pack here as well. We have to quickly look at the windscreen as well. If we're not stuck here again. Again, it's a bit unfortunate that the game was not as even as I thought it would be from the teams. Sorry about that. But it's always hard to tell how it's going to end up. What I want to see is more the stats here. Player damage actually ended up almost the same damage as Sol. Not quite catching up with the others here. But I think that was more down to the fact how much they trade, how many kills they got, rather than her actual player damage. So I think the damage is fine. It's absolutely fine, all things considered. It's not like she lags behind in damage. Like it's if you look compared to the enemy team, then you'll see it was not like it was severely under anyone else. And I was kind of a bit utility build. If I built Soul Reaver or something, it would have been more. Also, quick look at the rest of the stats. Not too much to say there. Structure damage, obviously, not at 40. Everything else, kind of just that. And now we look at the windscreen without any covering it up. Probably a reference to the lore, seeing how his Afro's wig. All right, this is how my video gets demonetized for non-PG content at the very end of it. That's a recolor, by the way. The black apple, the golden apple is the normal color. Yeah, okay, it is the lore. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, feel free to leave a sub and maybe click the bell. It really helps me out. And also, you have the chance to find some codes that way in the description sometimes or in the comments. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. See you for the next one tomorrow. DukeSloth out.